introduce yourself and what you do in your music?
Well, hi. Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited. My name is Nicola Mcleod, and I'm a 27-year-old musician from Pretoria.
Pretoria. I actually, well, for some reason, I thought it was Cape Town. I can't read.
That's hilarious. No, actually, I was born in Kempton and I grew up in Centurion.
So you've been in Pretoria pretty much your most of your life.
Yes, there was a time in my life where I traveled to Cape Town a lot. But yeah, I'm Pretoria based.
In terms of your music, what kind of music do you make?
So I'd like to think I make pop folk music. Um, I think because I've tried many different genres, but my songwriting always kind of tends to sound a bit more folky, a bit more country. I would overall explain it as kind of pop folk.
Like you said, you've experimented with other genres and stuff like that. I see you've got three singles that are out on Spotify. Would you say that
Yes.
each one of those songs is experimenting as well in different ways, or also sticking more to the folk, the pop folk?
For sure, it was an experiment. As I feel like the main thing that a musician goes through is finding their true, unique sound. So I'm trying to not box myself in too much and just record what comes organically to me. Those three songs that I released were really like yeah, three kind of different sounds, different takes, seeing what I kind of shine in and what I love. Whereas with Cinnamon Girl, I went all out country with like Dolly Parton in mind, that type of vibe. Whereas Body and Soul, I try to go more Taylor Swift with it, with the pop and stuff. And then with Changing, it was more of just like a how would you say it? I don't know, I just wrote from the heart and see where that got me. So I tried to have different goals with each song so that when I make an EP, I can have more clarity on what direction I wanna go.
I thoroughly enjoyed Cinnamon Girl. Like the lines, I'd steal a car. It got a go like I'd rob a bank. That got a giggle out of me. That was pretty cool.
Thank you. I wrote it. I tried not to take that one seriously and not even rhyme, but actually just focus on the melody in that song. I enjoy country music a lot, actually. So, yeah, that was kind of my Tennessee dream song.
You got to get that fantasy out there somewhere. No, I feel you. I get it.
Mhm.
And as a solo artist, like you got a lot more freedom to kind of do what you want, really. There aren't like four to five other people who might sort of clash with that idea.
Exactly. When I just matriculated in 2013, I got signed by a studio called Goliath Studios. They don't exist anymore, as far as I understand. They wanted me to do pop hip hop. They wanted kind of like a South African Iggy Azalea vibe. So I was there where I was kind of like put into this, genre. Like you have to do pop hip hop. This is gonna blow up. Let's record it. Let's see where it goes. And I gave everything I could, but at the end of the day, I take it as a big lesson on how important authenticity is to me.
Well, that's sick though. Were any of those songs like ever released? Did that just end up like did that lead to like a falling out or
No, so what happened was I feel like I was also young. I was 18. I was still trying to find my sound, and to me, it was a good opportunity to learn. At the end of the day, we all kind of fell out of it, and we came to this decision where, what, it's best for us all to move on. But including for them as a business, the guy who initially signed me moved to the UK and he's on to new things. Yeah, we did release music, but I ended up asking them to take it down. Most of it's taken down. I think there's some on SoundCloud, but yeah, it's all the cringe, to be honest. I learned a lot about myself. And even though, we disagreed on things, I feel like we all learned from it, definitely.
in terms of having it taken down, was it just something that didn't represent you as an artist anymore and you didn't want it to clash with the stuff that you're doing now?
100%. I feel I didn't want to feel, kind of shy or embarrassed about what I've released. I want to be authentic right now. As you said earlier, having the freedom to release whatever I want as a solo artist, comes with its challenges and financial challenges as well. But I feel like my freedom, it comes above everything, definitely.
What would you say are like the financial challenges of a solo artist? What would you say that you experience that, say, for instance, a full band wouldn't experience?
Yeah, I feel like I'm lucky as a solo artist because I don't have to pay a band every time I do gigs. It's the only way I feel like I've been able to start a sustainable living as a musician, being a solo artist. The thing is, I've learned you can do the bar gigs. You can do, your minimal gigs, pitch up, plug in, play, which is super fun, and it gives you a standard payment of say minimum 500, to 1,000 rand a gig, which isn't bad. But I've learned I had to get myself a sound system so I can do weddings, private events, things that pay a little bit more money. But the thing is now is how do I make enough money out of from gigs to actually record music and do music videos and pay PR and those type of things that cost the big money. So that's my next big hurdle in the music industry, I feel like.
What, like having your own gear for these type of things. It opens up a lot of doors as well. Like if you have the sound system and stuff, there's a lot of venues that would want to cater for live music, but don't actually have the gear to do so, and it would open up your doors there.
Yes, 100%. So I actually did manage to get myself a proper sound system. This year I actually got a new mixer, and last year I got two Yamaha speakers, which really helps for indoors and outdoor events. And that changed everything. But it's still not enough to keep up with the cost of being a musician. I can pay my bills, I can pay my debit orders, and petrol and food and all of those things. But the cost of actually being a musician, like having to record music, making music videos, paying for the necessary PR to get your music out there, that's the next step, the next hurdle.
It's rough. Like there's a lot of things that people don't take into account. And like weirdly enough, being an artist, you have to have some sense of business. You have to have some kind of business mind if you want to make it, because that's a big part of it. You could be the most talented
Yeah.
artist in the world, but if you don't know how to market yourself, especially in this day and age, it's just not going to help you.
100%. By January, I felt so overwhelmed because I just want to make music and write music. And I feel like I'm always, every morning, I wake up, I do invoices, I try to book gigs. You're so caught up in the business side. Sometimes you forget to actually just be a musician.
No, definitely. And are you doing music full time?
Yes, I'm doing music full time. And then in the week, I have a music school that I teach people from ages 5 to 60 years old to play guitar, ukulele. I do singing lessons, but I only do beginner ukulele and guitar. I teach people for fun. There's no music theory and stuff like that. But for vocals, I do beginner to advanced.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, like, not everyone's going to pick up guitar to be a professional at it. Some people want to learn for exactly what you're saying, for fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you, the moment you start throwing theory at someone who wants to do it for fun, it's no longer fun.
Yes, exactly. It's so cool though because I think why I do it the way I do it is because this is what I wanted as a teacher when I was a kid. With all my students, I kind of teach them how to play and sing together. And then at the end of the year, we have a year-end show at Railways where all the students play and sing if they want to, but they play a show. I teach them, some sort of self-worth and some sort of fearlessness by the end of the year. You get up on stage, you do something brave, and you kind of feel really awesome about it at the end. So that's my main goal.
That's so cool though. Like a lot of artists would actually need that. That could also be a pushing point for someone to get involved. Is that something that you've always wanted to do in like shaping people to follow that type of dream?
I think it came from my own struggles. I also host the open mic at Railways to help find new artists for railways and for Fokofbar and for the South Downs and Irene markets. I think why I do it is actually for my own selfish reasons. When I was younger, I wished someone would help me, and go out of their way to help me and give me some guidance. And I didn't really have that. I wasn't really surrounded by people who were really willing to help and believe in me like I would have wanted to. So I think that's kind of returning the favor to what I would have wanted in my journey, but also not having that made me very strong and independent for sure.
I can strongly relate to that, and that is one of the more motivational things that I've heard, and one of the more motivational reasons. Because damn,
Yeah.
that is from a really sincere place. I feel the same. I also struggled with support in terms of like family and stuff like that. Didn't really.
Mm,
I'm a mama's boy, so like mother was always there for me.
mm,
But you know,
mm.
like a lot of people who were like, no, why would you want to do this? It also heavily like shapes how I've approached music with things like this, for example, and for also trying to mentor guys getting into music or like anyone who wants to start doing it. Because we need new blood, we need new faces. Like
Yeah.
it's really rewarding to see like a new face in the scene and they're like 19, 18 years old or even
Yeah.
younger sometimes. And just seeing their take
Yes,
on music and how different it is to yours.
for sure. I've had students that I mean, like, are barely 16 and they're writing amazing songs and doing pretty incredible things. And I've kind of had to learn to not see everyone as competition because it'll literally eat you up inside. That's the one thing about the music industry is you get some people where you get that vibe, where like this is my territory, this is my spot. Don't take my opportunities and things like that, where I try to just tell myself, Nicola, just be that good. Try to become that good to be booked, just try to be open with giving opportunities as much as you are receiving opportunities. And then I just hope that it works out. But for me, I think when I started becoming really a professional musician and just realizing how everyone works, and how the scene works and all of that. I kind of just wanted to be the opposite and start something special and create a different stigma around it.
No, that I can respect that. That's incredible. I really like your standpoints on it. That's fantastic. And Nicola, thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with me today. I can't express how much I appreciate it.
I had so much fun. Thank you for listening. It felt so nice to just touch base on everything, actually.
Yeah, it's nice to have these chats.